Hello and welcome to the Views Club. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make shrimp albondigas. Yes, you heard it correctly. It's not a very famous dish that you see a lot at restaurants, but it's actually very famous in my home. We love seafood and this is one dish that we really do enjoy. If you want to learn to make it, keep watching. Also, throughout the video, I'm going to show you a few of the complications that you can possibly have when you're using shrimp to make your albondigas, and I did my best to explain it to you guys. But if you guys want to watch me enjoy some of this and give it a good taste, make sure to stick around to the end, because you guys already know that I've done mukbang recipes, so we incorporate all that in the videos. All right, I'll see you guys at the end. Let me tell you, before we begin anything with this shrimp albondigas, I'm going to give you guys the secret recipe, the secret ingredient, so that you can have a delicious flavor, okay? So what I did is I peeled my shrimp. Let me bring you a little bit closer. I peeled my shrimp. These are tiny shrimps. You can use whatever ones you want. What happened to me is that I picked up the wrong bag because I wanted the ones that have the shell, but luckily I was able to salvage and get the ends and the tails of the shrimp. So when you clean them up, make sure to take the tails and the shells if you bought the ones that have the shells, because those are going to be important for the flavor. We're going to need a chile pasilla and an ancho chili. These fresh ones. If you don't have this, don't be discouraged. You can still make this. This just gives it a lot more flavor. You're going to take the seeds out of your chili. Give it a quick crack. I'm going to toss them in there. A few of the seeds went in. Yes, guys, there's some days like today that I'm actually rushing in my kitchen. Okay, so clean up your chile, put it in your pot. Keeping the seeds, or however you want to clean them, that's your choice. Make it comfortable for your home. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to add 1/4 of an onion, put it in the pot, and 2 to 3 garlics. My garlics are humongous, which is even better for me. So let me go ahead and pop that in there. I have 1 tomato, and what I did is I sliced the top in a little cross so that all the juices and the flavors can come out. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna add your shrimp shells or your tails, put them in the pot. And I'm gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my pot on a medium high until it comes to a complete boil. You guys know I use my Nesco that boils my water in about 3 minutes. I have 1.7 liters of water. What we're making here is our shrimp broth. I really wish I would have had my shells, but we're gonna make do. So I'm gonna boil this for about 15 minutes. If you're using your shrimp shells, what's gonna happen here is that you're gonna get more of the foam and the bubbles on the top, and those are the impurities that you wanna fish out. I've showed you guys in the previous videos. If I get any of that here with the shrimp tails, I'll make sure to come and show you guys. So while this is boiling, let me show you our next step. Okay, now that we have our broth boiling, we have to chop up these shrimp. If you don't have, if you have a food processor, do it that route. But if you don't, you're gonna do it this way. I have a food processor, but for those that don't have one, because I know I have a lot of these lovely young Views Club that just got married and they're cooking for their family. If you don't have one, I'm gonna chop it this way. And if you have a food processor, just chop it up until it's kind of like, it's ground like ground beef or ground chicken. That's what we're aiming for. So I just do an initial quick chop, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna get those machete skills to work. Ladies, young gentlemen, I get used to saying ladies because we still have majority winning right now is the ladies that want to learn how to cook. I bought a bag that has about 40 to 50 shrimp count, and I used half the bag. You guys know cooking with seafood can get pricey, so let's do the best we can and enjoy it as much as we can, right? All right, so now when you do that, you're gonna start chopping. And you're gonna come at different angles with your knife. Just tilt it over. And it's gonna start getting that pasty feel to it. You know, I get asked a lot, what do I do and how do I deal with my anxiety? Because I do suffer from anxiety, for those of you that don't know. And one of the things that helps me calm myself and just refocus is cooking. And once I start cooking, I start thinking about my family and how happy they're gonna be. And that makes me really happy. So that's one of the things that I do, I cook. Let me bring this a little bit closer so you guys can see. It's more like a paste. If you see any kind of chunks, chop them up. It's chopped up very fine. If you have the food processor, you got exactly the consistency that you needed. So we're gonna put this in the bowl. To this, we're gonna add 1 egg. I have 1/4 teaspoon of cumin and 1/4 teaspoon of oregano. We're gonna add that. We're gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of flour. If you're trying to take it easy on your flour, go ahead and try it with 1. Let's get into it. Ooh, I almost forgot. To this, we're gonna add our green onions, chopped green onions. And this is gonna be very colorful for our soup. The shrimp tends to leak out a lot of water, especially when fresh. So if you get a slimy consistency like this, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna add some more flour to your blend. Okay, the other thing you can do to avoid this part is whenever you're done chopping it up, you can get a paper towel, wring it out. But I'm already here. I'm here to show you the mistakes and what we do when these things happen. Okay? So I added about 2 more tablespoons of flour. Okay, so now we're gonna start making the little balls. Same way I showed you guys for the albondiga video. Make them as big as your family is gonna like them. Okay? And I'm gonna set them on the side of my bowl as I go. These do definitely come out better if you have a food processor, guys. Put that one on the wish list for a birthday, holiday. The same thing I always tell you guys. Don't worry, we're gonna get to our recipes. Once everybody learns the basics on how to do things, we'll get to the recipes where I use a KitchenAid. which I have a difficult time because I really don't want one. I like getting my hands into the food, but I'll start using like the food processors and stuff like that. I think mine are supposed to be a little bit less damp, but that egg that I have was a large egg. So that's gonna pay a toll with what we have going on. Okay, Views Club. Mines are a little bit more moist than I would want to, but the reason I'm not adding more flour is because I don't want them to turn really tough when it hits the boiling water. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop them gently with my spoon with the little balls that I've already made. Now let me set this to the side. Okay, so what we're gonna do next, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of oil. I have my pot on a medium heat. I chopped up 1 tomato, half of a white onion or yellow onion will work, 1 garlic, really finely chopped, and my garlics have been really large lately, so it's going to be to your discretion on how much you like garlic. If you want to use 2, if it's a little small, you decide that. I have 1 Anaheim chili that I chopped up, and if you don't have an Anaheim chili, I know that I have people in the Netherlands, like in other countries that watch. If you don't have Anaheim pepper, you can go ahead and try it with the green bell pepper. It's just going to make everything a lot sweeter, but I'd say go for it. So we're gonna saute all these veggies. And we're gonna saute them for about 5 to 6 minutes on a medium heat. I'm gonna continue sauteing this for 3 more minutes, and then I'll show you guys our next step. I know it got really loud in my kitchen. It usually gets loud, but what I do for my kids, because a lot of them don't like to bite into the tomato, where I see the tomato chunks, I just try and smash it with a spoon a little bit more as it's cooking and as it's getting softer. Okay, it's been about 5-6 minutes, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the juice from our broth and I'm gonna strain it in here. Okay, once you've added your broth, so what I'm gonna use is I'm gonna use my shrimp bouillon, and you can use whatever one you have. I'm going to start off with 1 tablespoon. I'm going to mix it around and let it come to a boil with it. Okay, and what I have chopped here, I have 1 carrot and I have 1 zucchini. So go ahead and pour that in. Okay, I've tasted my broth. I'm gonna add 1 more tablespoon of my shrimp bouillon. That should be more than enough for us. So we're waiting for this to come to a boil so that we can add our shrimp balls, our shrimp albondigas. Okay, we have our boil. We're ready. So as I mentioned, I'm gonna scoop them out like this. Okay, and drop them in. Well, my little scooping method is working. I'm over here thinking like, wow, that was a humongous egg that really changed the dynamic of my whole recipe for you guys. Ah. I'm gonna do some bigger than the others, just so that my bebé, because I know Cutie will eat this. I'm not sure if my Punky will eat it, but we're gonna try. He'll taste it. So all I'm doing over here is I'm just doing the little spoon method and dropping it gently. Okay. If you guys adjust to the steps that I mentioned, you guys are not gonna have this problem, and you'll just make them into nice little balls like the normal albondigas. I actually enjoy the recipes more whenever there's something goes wrong and you have to recalculate. I enjoy doing that because I think those videos are the most helpful to you guys. Because you guys already have enough videos you can look up where things are perfect, you know? You guys already know my channel is where things can possibly go wrong. Make sure you scrape your bowl because that little paste that you see there is another little meatball. Don't let it go to waste. Okay, so what I'm gonna do to my soup is I'm gonna add a few shrimp because I love when I plate and I can put the shrimp on the side like if it's a cocktail. I'm gonna lower my heat to about a medium low, and what we're doing, let me show you what happened. Because I didn't use a food processor and I chopped it by hand, you're gonna get a different texture. If you wanna get the smooth roundness, you have to adjust your egg, you have to adjust your flour properly, and when you do it with the food processor, it gives you more of like a paste than a crumble that I have, but they're still gonna be just as good. So I'm gonna put a lid on this. I'm gonna let this boil for about 8 minutes, and then we're gonna come back. We are done. I'm gonna need you at this point to turn off your pot. You're gonna get about 1/4 of a teaspoon of oregano, and if you have Mexican oregano, that's how you're gonna get this flavor to come out amazing. There's a big difference between the Italian oregano and the Mexican one. If you're here in the States, they have, I think they call it the Hispanic food aisle, which I dislike, but we'll take it. They sell a bunch of oregano for like $1.99, $2, and you get a lot. That's where I keep mine. Okay, sprinkle that in. This part is optional. I know a lot of people don't like cilantro, but when you turn this off, that's when you're gonna add your cilantro, because you still want it to keep its fresh color. Okay, and here's the next one. You're gonna add a little cube of ice. Why do I add the ice? With certain soups, you want to seal in the flavor, and when that ice melts, it seals all the flavor underneath. Kind of like an iceberg. You know how it has layers of, I don't know, of ice from like thousands and thousands of years ago? Pretty much we're sealing that layer so that we can enjoy the flavor when it's ready to serve. So I'm gonna put a lid on it. I'm gonna get my rice in a bowl and I'm gonna enjoy this with you guys. Oh my goodness, let me show you guys. I think you guys can see it there. Woohoo! Let me. These shrimp albondigas are spectacular. Let me go ahead and pull my hair back so I don't get it in the soup. This is definitely more of a lounge setting for us. Okay, you can pair your shrimp albondigas with the tortilla, with some little corn chips, lime, chili, or rice. This is my favorite way. I don't like my rice in my albondigas. I like it on the side, and I like to dip it into the broth. My chair's a little squeaky. I'm gonna cut into one of my albondigas and I'm gonna show you guys up close. Not sure if you guys can see it too well, but that's what it looks like. They're so tender. I think the egg that I used was so massive, like they're large brown eggs. So if you're gonna make them, try finding a small egg. That's gonna be a lot better. And it's hot, but it's not like I can't get through it. I'm gonna get through this. You'll see that the less flour you use, the more tender your shrimp comes out, and you can actually taste how soft and gentle it is, and the egg helps that shrimp keep that consistency. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. If you want to be part of my bells, it's way over there, but click that bell for notifications and become one of my bells. I really do enjoy you guys encouraging me, encouraging each other, and different ideas, because I know that my way is not the only way, but it's definitely a helpful way. So I enjoy your comments. Please leave them. Make sure to share, like, subscribe, all those goody things. I'm currently trying to get to 100K subscribers. My kids encouraged me to get a play button, and that's what we're going for. So I'm gonna be reminding you guys, I need your help. I can't do it on my own. Those are my babies are ready to eat. Let me get a few more before I have to serve them. So the food that you guys see on my videos are food that I feed my family. I don't like being wasteful and just making something for the sake of a video. So everything that we eat is something that my family eats. So if you guys pick some good treats, my kids are gonna like you for that. And if you don't, I'm gonna like you for it, because it'll help me incorporate different dishes for my children. Okay, yeah, we're done. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm really enjoying your company. You guys have no idea how much your guys' kindness and your words just light me up. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Adios.